One. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back again with the magician. We call him the doctor. We can call him Dr. J, Dr. Dre. But him and his knowledge of astrology, especially nakshatras, has came over to me like a plague. And he's the only one who can cure this plague by coming back again on my channel and dazzling us with some of the most basic yet the most brilliant knowledge regarding astrology, and especially the nakshatra of astrology. And today he's going to be discussing some of the most basic yet somehow for you the secrets of Jyeshtha Nakshatra. And please help me welcome the one and only Dr. Arjun Pai. Welcome, sir.
Hey, hi Kapil.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to be back on your channel again.
Hey, it's an honor. It's an honor. So you're welcome. So take it over, Doc.
Right. So Kapil, last time, when we had this session, we did it on Kritika.
Yeah.
Okay. And this lesson that I'm going to do, I want to do it on Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Okay.
Now these two nakshatras, Kritika and Jyeshtha, by far become my favorite. Why? Because the devatas or the deities which are associated with them, one is Agni, and the deity associated with Jyeshtha is Indra.
Okay.
Now when you go to our Vedas, you find, if you look at the Rig Veda, most of the hymns, are on Indra and Agni. Okay, so there's a lot of mythological stories there. There's a lot of information. It is huge. It's vast, and that is why Jyeshtha, as such, really fascinates me. Just like Kritika. Okay, and it's just sitting right opposite to the house where Kritika is housed. 3 parts of Kritika fall in Taurus, and today we're going to take up the last 13 degrees 20. That is where Jyeshtha falls, in Scorpio.
Scorpio, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I want to discuss today. So do you want to get started with the presentation deck? Or?
Yeah. Let me bring up the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. I just want to talk a little bit before we go to the next slide. So let's go to the cover slide, the first slide. Okay. So this is the first slide. Okay. This is the 18th nakshatra, Jyeshtha. Okay. What is Jyeshtha? The word Jyeshtha means literally elder sister.
Okay.
Or the eldermost.
Okay.
Or the most superior. Okay. Or the senior most. That is what Jyeshtha means.
Okay.
Now I've got a picture there which shows a lady. Okay, that lady is called as, she's also called as Jyeshtha. Okay.
Okay.
Now who is she? Okay, Jyeshtha. There are many things that come out of Jyeshtha. One of them, her name is Alakshmi. Okay, she's also called in many cultures as Shitla Devi. Okay, so who is Alakshmi? Alakshmi was the elder sister of Lakshmi.
Okay.
Okay, during the churning of the Samudra Manthan, when the churning of the celestial oceans happened between the Devas and Asuras,
right?
Jyeshtha came out first, and then later on, Lakshmi came out.
Okay.
Right. So she is the elder sister of Lakshmi, and she's a Lakshmi. But that is called as a Lakshmi, which means she is associated with misfortune. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if you see the picture there, she's holding a flag. Okay, which has a crow.
Right.
Okay. And in most other depictions, you see even a broomstick. She carries a broomstick, and she's riding a donkey. It is not a horse; it is a donkey.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Jyeshtha, She's also called as, in many texts, she's also called as Nairuti. Nairuti is, she is a goblin of the southwest direction, and she is also associated with Mula Nakshatra, which is the next nakshatra to Jyeshtha.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Jyeshtha, when you talk about Ganga,
Right.
or Ganga, yeah, Ganges, river Ganges. She's also called as the eldest amongst all the rivers. Okay, so she's called the Jyeshtha. Okay. Another thing that you can also see with Jyeshtha is, if you look at, another thing about Jyeshtha is she was the eldest amongst all the 27 wives of the moon god. Okay, 27 constellations, 27 nakshatras, and Jyeshtha was the eldest.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's the eldest of all the 27 nakshatra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the eldest of all the 27 nakshatras.
Amazing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But Jyeshtha, being the eldest, she was still jealous of her younger sister Rohini. Why? Because Moon wanted to spend most time with Rohini Nakshatra.
Rohini, the Taurus, yeah.
Yes. So one of the themes which comes from this word Jyeshtha, even though she was the eldest, there is some level of jealousy, okay, or betrayal, because her husband didn't spend most time with her. Her husband preferred to spend most time with Rohini.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Another thing about Jyeshtha also is the deity associated with Jyeshtha is Indra. Okay. Now Indra is one amongst the 12 Adityas. Okay. The 12 Adityas are the 12 solar principles, or 12 solar gods. Okay. They are the solar phenomenon. Why are they 12? They are all associated with the 12 months.
The 12 zodiac signs.
Yeah, the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 months of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, all these are 12. So they represent that. So the sun spends 1 month in every month. In a month, he spends 1 month, and the next month it moves to the next. So it is the next Aditya. That is what it signifies.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you look at the African tribes also, right?
Yeah.
So Jyeshtha is associated with the body part, which is the neck region, and the right torso. Okay.
The right what?
Torso, or the
right
waist.
torso. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you look at the tribes, there are certain tribes in Africa, and you see the women wear rings on their necks, and they want to elongate their necks. And the lady with the longest neck becomes the queen of the tribe man, right? Okay. Again, that is Jyeshtha. That is Jyeshtha energy. Why? Because you want to have a long neck. That is Jyeshtha. Yeah. The people with long neck usually can be more commanding, more dominating. They try to show their supremacy. That is again Jyeshtha.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So amongst the 12 Adityas, Indra was the eldest, or the eldermost. So that is why Indra is associated with Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Okay.
Okay. So now we can go to the next slide. Kapil, I put this slide, as a slide for Maha Ganapati. Okay. Now, Ganapati is called as the Lord of Jyotish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Jyotish is one of the Vedangas. Okay. Vedanga means it is a limb of the Vedas.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is one of the, a very prominent aspect of the Vedas, that is Jyotish. Now, when you come to Jyotish, nakshatras become a very important concept. Okay. Now, I talk about 4 important pillars of Jyotish. Okay. The first one being the grahas, or the planets. That is one of the pillars. The second being the houses, or the bhavas.
Yeah.
The third being the rashis or the zodiac signs, and the 4 being nakshatras.
Yeah.
So everything of Jyotish are, they rely on these 4 pillars.
Yeah.
So when you appease the sun god, now what I've done here is, this is called as nakshatra Mahaganapati. This is my interpretation.
Okay.
What I've done, I've taken each aspect of Ganesh ji and I've assigned it to, a nakshatra.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see, you look at the axe there in his hand, it is associated with Kritika nakshatra.
Yeah.
Right? The ear, the big ear of the Ganapati is associated with Shravana nakshatra, which is about listening. So you have to listen more.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not the complete Ganesh ji that I have in my mind. Okay, because there are certain nakshatras which are missing. But Ganesh ji has to be appeased first before you start studying Jyotish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And Jyotish and Ganesh ji are associated with Ketu. Correct? Now, Ketu is also associated with the Mooladhara Chakra. Okay? Now, Mooladhara Chakra is the Moola, means origin, which is the essence, or which is the foundation, or Adhara. Moola means origin or root.
Yeah.
Adhara means the basis or the foundation.
Okay.
Okay. So Mooladhara Chakra is the foundation or the basis from where your Jyotish education starts, and the guru that you have, it has to be under his tutelage. Before it was always a guru shishya parampara. Now we do not have that parampara.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So he wants to ensure that your foundation, your basics are strong before you can go up awakening each of those chakras. And you reach the Agya Chakra. Agya Chakra is the third eye. Okay? It is when the third eye, the Guru feels the third eye is activated, is where the seat of the Guru is. Agya. Agya means permission. Okay? It is the seat of the Guru, the third eye. And that is why you have the tilak or the sacred, ash, whatever you put it at the third eye, because that is where you're trying to activate the Guru Tattva.
Right. I had a question.
Sure.
You had that number 19 Mula Nakshatra as a goad. What does that mean? Goad.
Yeah. See, goad. Yeah, goad is something which is called as in Hindi and Sanskrit. It's called as Ankush, or it is used to control an elephant.
Control. Okay. Okay.
It is a tool.
Oh, the wooden stake. The wooden stake that they control there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is called as Ankush.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so
then
what is Ankush?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Ankush is something which is a sharp instrument which is used to control the elephant. When the elephant goes berserk, that is when the Mahut. Mahut is the rider. Mahut.
Okay.
He uses the Ankush or the goad.
Okay.
Okay. So this is not the complete picture. This is only a partial picture, but let us pray to Lord Ganesh before we proceed further. And hopefully, if I get a good artist, I would want to, get the Sampurna Nakshatra Ganapati. So there is nothing called as Nakshatra Ganapati.
Your Arjun?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, now you're back. You're back again. Okay, so you were saying something to pray.
Yeah. So let us pray to Lord Ganapati.
Okay.
And let us see that this knowledge flows. Whatever is going to come flows to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let us move to the next slide.
Well, before we move to the next slide, I had one question, because
Sure.
Bharani Nakshatra doesn't that represent the female reproductive system?
It does, but the body part.
Okay.
Yeah, the body part associated with Bharani is head. So that is why I said this is not the complete picture.
Okay.
Because what I'm taking is certain elements of, say for example, a Purva Falguni. Okay.
Yeah.
The animal symbol associated with Purva Falguni is a female rat, and that is why I've shown it at the bottom.
Okay. So Bharani also represents the head then? Because
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, Bharani, the body part associated is the head, is the forehead.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move to the next nakshatra. I mean the next slide.
Yeah. So I think we can move to the next slide. The only thing I wanted to point out here is if we look at the image there, it shows Indra with his Vajra. Okay, if you see that Vajra, it is called his celestial weapon of mass annihilation. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you look at that weapon, it looks like the bones, right?
Right. It looks like a rib cage.
Yeah, rib cage. Yeah. Now, the mythology is, you know, this this Vajra was created by Vishwakarma, the celestial architect, from the bones of Dadiji, Rishi Dadiji. Okay, because if it was not created, then Indra wouldn't have been victorious over, you know, the dragon demon called as Vitrasur. Okay, we will discuss about that. There's some mythology, but I just wanted to point out the thunderbolt is his, or the Vajra is his celestial weapon of mass annihilation. Okay, and no weapon apparently can stand in front of a Vajra, the thunderbolt. Okay, so let's move the next slide. So the 18th nakshatra, Jyeshtha, as I've mentioned before, it is called as the elder star or the chief.
Right.
Okay. Now, the association there is the deity is Indra. Okay. Now, Indra is called as the god or the lord of the skies and lightning. Okay. He is also called as god of thunder. Okay. In Greek mythology, the god of thunder was called as Thor. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Thor also was depicted having a thunderbolt in his hand. Okay. So this is nothing else but it is Indra. Okay. So Indra and his Vajra or the thunderbolt. That is his weapon. He was the slayer of the demon king called Vitrasur, who was the dragon slayer. Okay. So what happens with this nakshatra is these people become ultimate warriors or people who are war veterans, okay, or heroic deeds. You know, so people who always talk about heroic deeds about you know, some of the greatest kings or certain you know, epics. Okay. Like Greek mythology is all about heroes, right? Yeah. Of how victorious they were. So that is associated with Indra. Okay. Okay. Indra is boisterous. Indra is tricky. Indra is self-centered. Indra is dominating. Okay. Indra shows supremacy. Okay. He doesn't want anybody to stand in front of him. Okay. Right. Yeah. And certain times this trait becomes too dominating or too, you know, the theme comes out very, very clearly in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. People who have strong influence of Jyeshtha, you can see these traits coming in them of Indra. Okay, one is self-centeredness, you know, being selfish, everything I want, and dominating. Okay, short temper. Okay, want to show their supremacy always. They want to be called the powerful. Right? Okay. But with this also comes a noble trait also of protection or protecting. Okay. Right? So as the eldermost, why it was called the eldermost? Now, if you look at the 5 fingers, the middle finger is called as Jyeshtha. Yeah. Okay? Because it is the tallest. Right? Now, if you look at in the olden times, when they used to use the bows and arrows, in certain cultures, the middle finger is derogatory. Showing the middle finger is very derogatory. Correct? Right. What does it? Yeah. What does it mean? It means that you are showing your supremacy, and you are showing that okay, I am. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Absolutely. Right. And the middle finger also was used more often. The people use that because when the bows and arrows were used, you always use your, the index finger and your middle finger to draw the bow.
Yeah.
So what happened in certain cultures was, say, Britain and the Scots were always at war, right?
Yeah.
And what the English used to do is, once they captured the people from the battle, they used to chop off the middle finger.
Wow.
Of the enemy. Why?
Okay.
Because he will never be able to draw a bow again.
I see.
Okay, he can never be an arcsman if if the middle finger is cut off. So that is the importance of the middle finger. But that has been used derogatively today to show supremacy.
Okay.
Okay, so that is Indra. Okay,
I see.
So, and Indra also rules our indriyas, which are our senses. Okay, he rules. So what does it mean? One is you show your supremacy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for people who have very strong Jyeshtha Nakshatra, it means you have to resort to spirituality or spiritual means to control your senses. I will talk to you about that, about controlling the senses, when I come to some mythology. Okay, and why it becomes, controlling the senses becomes extremely important. Because Jyeshtha Nakshatra gives you a very high sexual drive, okay, and sensuality and sexuality. And that is why it is very important, because I will talk to you about that when I come to the right slide. But here, I wanted to say another thing about Indra is he rules the eastern direction. Okay, and Indra is symbolized with the bull. He's like the bull.
Okay.
Okay. And
one thing I wanted to know was that when you're talking about that dominating nature, and wanting to be the first, wanting to be the leader, wanting to be everything, are you talking about this nakshatra from the moon placement, or any planet could be in Jyeshtha Nakshatra or the ascendant nakshatra? How are you coordinating that to the personality? I mean, where can we, which planetary nakshatra placement are there? Is it only moon or other planets as well?
Kapiel, maybe in my last lecture also I have said, it is not only moon, it is all planets. But moon becomes, see, now what you have to remember, I'll give you a very gist of it. Moon is debilitated in Scorpio.
Right.
Right, that becomes a debilitated sign. Right.
Yeah.
Secondly, if it sits in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, the flavor will differ based on which pad it is falling.
Okay. Right. That's true. Very true.
Right.
Yeah.
That will change. Another thing is, what you have to see is, it is ruled by Mercury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why is it that Mercury controls this instead of Mars?
Yeah, instead of Mars, it is Mercury which controls it. Okay. Although it becomes a house of occult, so I will show you that Jyeshtha can also be associated with astrology, because one, it is Scorpio, another is Indra was also very good in astrology and learning Vedas, and I will come to that a little bit later.
Okay.
But if it is any other planets, for example, let us say if Mars is sitting in the second pad.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, second pada becomes the exalted Navamsha pad for Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Yeah.
Because it falls in Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Okay. So the flavor will differ, but again, I would reiterate, it will depend on the strength of each of those planets which is sitting there, which house it rules. Okay. And also remember what Varamir says. Okay, this is, I'm specifically saying, related to moon.
Okay.
Moon sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Varamir says these people have few friends. Okay. And these people will have a very high sexual drive. Okay. Now, one of the things I always wondered, okay, why these two things he's been talking about. One is they will be very just, they will be very protective, This is what Varamir says. Okay, they become, because as an elder, they become protective. Now again, I know I'm, when the thought process comes, I jump.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Say it. So exactly what's in your mind.
Yeah, I'll tell you what is in my mind. Now,
Okay.
in the olden times, whenever the parents, or if the father dies, then the eldest son or the eldest daughter becomes like the father.
Right.
Okay, they ensure that the younger siblings go to school, they have their food, everything. So that is more like a, so you go, Jyeshtha is connected with either patriarchal or matriarchal sort of linkage is there.
Okay.
Because the elder brother almost takes up the responsibility of being a father, or the elder sister or the eldest in the family takes up the responsibility of being like the mother for the younger kids.
Right.
So that is why it is given the status of Jyeshtha, which means it gives the protective side. They try to shield their younger siblings.
Because ultimately it's the elder sibling, the symbolism.
Yes. Yeah. Symbolism is, elder sibling, correct. Okay.
Okay.
So we can move to the next slide. Okay, just one point before we move to the next slide, I forgot to tell you. See, it is made of 3 stars, and the brightest star there is called as Antaras.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Antaras is a very bright red star in the sky. Okay, and it is called the rival of Mars. Okay.
Oh,
now, Antaras gives this nakshatra the qualities of being military, dominance, supremacy.
Right.
Yeah. People from Jyeshtha Nakshatra professions that we often see are people in the military, people in the police department, people in being detectives. I'll come to that mythology, why spies and detectives are associated with Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Antaras gives you power. It gives you, a way to punish people. The power. So this nakshatra is often associated with politicians, union leaders, okay, or people in the tribe, the tribesman who is the the main tribesman. So these are all associated, but it can also give you losses. Antaras as a star is a fixed star. It can give you losses. It can bring lot of trials and tribulations in people's life. This is from Western astrology I'm quoting.
Okay.
Okay, the nature of Antaras. So anyway, let's move to the next slide.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my trademark. I always use energy flashcards. Kapiel. I use this because it can be used as a visual aid. It can be used as a memory aid.
Right.
Okay. And it can also be used very effectively for creative visualization or nakshatra meditation that I use it for.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how do you use it for nakshatra meditation? For example, the steps I take is just look at this picture for a couple of minutes, a minute or 2. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just engross into this image, okay, and then close your eyes and look these images in the 3rd eye chakra, the Agya chakra, okay, and keep repeating the root mantra of this nakshatra is Dham, Om Dham, Om Dham,
Om Dham.
Yeah, Om Dham. So that is a root mantra. You repeat that mantra in your mind 108 times. That is how you connect with this nakshatra. Okay, that is when your intuition, your predictive abilities, it gets strengthened. And when do you do it? You can do it anytime, but the most powerful times are whenever moon is transiting Jyeshtha Nakshatra, or when the tithi associated with Jyeshtha Nakshatra is operating. See, there are two tithis which are associated with Jyeshtha Nakshatra. That is the Saptami tithi, which is the 7th lunar relationship between the sun and the moon, and Chaturdashi, which is the 14th relationship between the sun and the moon. Okay. So 7th tithi and the 14th tithi, when they are operating, you can do these meditations. They become very, very effective, and I've seen that. Okay.
Okay.
So now we have talked about the deity Indra. Now Indra, whenever we talk about, there are a couple of things. The common themes which come out of Indra is one is never, he performs death-defying stunts and battles. Okay, so he's a warrior lord, and he tries to go and tries to show his might by going to the battle and overpowering it. Now, one of the shadow issues for natives with this sort of nature is, even though they know that the opponent or their enemy is weak, they still try to go and overpower him and make him completely hopeless, because they don't want to leave even an element of doubt that this person can regroup and tomorrow come and be more superior to him. That is the shadow side. Okay? Another theme which comes from Indra is his ways of life. He's very seductive. Okay. If you look at Indralok, he's always consuming Soma. Soma is the exhaler of life. Okay, it is an intoxicant.
Absolutely.
And that gives, it gives the devas the energy to fight. It is the nectar of immortality. So he likes to have the Apsaras dancing around him, the damsels, the celestial nymphs dancing, the Gandharvas singing for him,
Right.
So all of that. So that is the materialistic side of Jyeshtha Nakshatra. This is, amongst all the nakshatras, this becomes from Ashwini to Jyeshtha. Jyeshtha becomes the final nakshatra for materialism. After that, it is all about moving towards, as you move towards the last 9 nakshatras, it is always moving in the direction of spiritual aspirations.
I see. Okay.
So the energies of trying to balance your materialistic, impulses and your spiritual impulses can go hand in hand in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. So which takes more precedence? So people like to enjoy, have their pleasures of life. They want to sing, they want to dance. That is all Jyeshtha. But at the same time, they might have a very, very spiritual life. They might have sadhanas being doing. Nobody knows about that. That is the hidden aspect.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Yeah. Or if they are not, then they would eventually want to do that.
So pretty much they may have like a dual personality or a dual nature going on at the same time.
Yeah, that is because that is Indra. Because he also loves pleasure, but he also does.
Okay.
Indra is known for doing mistakes. Okay, he goes and woos the wives of the rishis, and then there is a lot of repentance. There is curses on him, and then he goes into his austerities and his penance, severe penance. So this is the trait you see in this nakshatra. Okay, one is the materialistic side, the pleasures of life, and the other is your repentance. Right? So let's move to the symbology there. It is called as a circular amulet. Okay. The other circular amulet is a protective charm that you wear. Okay. The other association there is the umbrella and the earring. Okay. Now, what is an umbrella? An umbrella, the symbology of an umbrella is whenever an umbrella is used, it is used to protect you either from the sun rays or from the rain or from the wind.
Exactly.
Right? Right. So it is more like a protective symbology. Correct?
Okay.
So it gives you two meanings. One is umbrella is used for protecting you, just like Indra does. He goes to protect his beings or people who appease him. He tries to protect them. Okay. But you see, in the olden days, whenever the most important person of the village or the town or the king walked out, he had his royal umbrella above him.
Okay.
And that was a royal insignia. Gives status. Only people with status symbol would have the umbrella. There would be a person who would be standing behind him with the umbrella.
I don't know. I don't know if you have ever noticed, if a debilitated moon in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, people tend to lose their umbrella.
This is another research that we've done. That. Yeah,
they tend to lose their umbrellas.
Because they are losing. Signifies omens are like they'll signify that you're losing the protection or you're losing the status in life.
Yeah.
Losing face. That is what it means.
That's so true. Yeah.
Right. So you have to look at these omens and all of this. Yeah. Very good. Another thing which is associated here is the earring. The earrings were called as kundal.
Yeah.
Okay? What is kundal? The word kundalini comes from kundal. Okay.
Okay.
You wear the earrings. People used to wear. The kings used to wear the earrings. The rishis used to wear the earrings. The rishis used to wear earrings made of rudraksh. The kings used to wear earrings made of gold or whatever, silver or precious
right.
metals. Now that kundal was used to, channelize your kundalini energy. Okay, so a guru can sit somewhere and try to control you. Your excessive nature to be, very fickle-minded, like the moon. The moon moves, right?
Okay.
The mind moves. To keep your moon protected, or to not have your mind fluctuate, you have the kundal. Now, I didn't realize till when I was young, whenever my teacher used to punish me, she was always used to say, hold your ears, and then,
Same thing, yeah, with me, yeah.
So what does it mean? Actually, as a young kid, your mind is very fluctuating. Now, if you want to bring the balance, it is, your mercury has to be activated. What do? You cross your energies are crossing. It's a wiring within the brain, and you hold the ears, and then you sit down, and that actually brings your moon or your fluctuating mind back.
Wow.
Children are
amazing.
See, you always thought these were superstitions, right?
Exactly. Yeah, like why are they punishing me with this way? I don't get it.
Yeah. So now this is very popular in India. I don't know about the West, whether this is there in the West, but these control a very strong portion of your brain. Mercury, right?
Yeah.
So I talked about mythology, about umbrellas and earrings, why earrings are important and why umbrellas are important. Now let's go to the planet is Mercury. Okay.
Yeah.
See, Mercury. If you look at Mercury, what I wanted to tell you about Mercury is, it is intellect. It's buddhi.
Yeah.
But buddhi is different from wisdom. Okay?
Absolutely.
Intellect. So if you look at the fag end of your life, if Pisces becomes the last house, Mercury is debilitated in Pisces.
Yeah.
Which means at the end, all your intellect becomes useless.
Yeah.
But Venus is exalted. Okay? What is Venus? Venus is associated with Guru Shukracharya. Okay, it is your vital fluid. Venus is associated with the vital fluid. Right?
Right.
And what the yogis did, how to activate the Kundalini energy, they were celibates. Okay? Why they were celibates? Because they were using that vital fluid and reverse engineering it to take it to the brain. That is when Venus, when it comes to the 12th house, is exalted in Pisces. It is extreme bliss. Venus is exalted in the 12th house. It means two things. One, why is Mercury debilitated in the 12th house? When you are on the bed, 12th house is bed. When you're with your wife, your partner, or your girlfriend, whatever, when Venus energy is operating, which is your sexual pleasures, your seductiveness. Venus is exalted in the 12th house of bed. When Venus is at the peak, your buddhi is zero.
Yeah.
Your mind doesn't work.
Exactly.
Your mind doesn't work when you are on the bed with a woman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get it? Yeah. So Mercury, although is a liberating thing, okay, it doesn't give you wisdom. So if you see, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, which is wisdom, and Venus is exalted in Pisces.
Right.
Right? Now, Mercury, when you say, okay, this association I've already talked about Mercury, but if you look at Jyeshtha Nakshatra, it is also called as a Tikshna Nakshatra. That is a category which it falls in. Tikshna means it is dreadful and sharp.
Right.
Okay, that is the meaning of. So these are called as, there are 4 nakshatras which are called as Tiksha nakshatras, which is Ardra, Ashlesha, Jyeshtha and Mula. Now all these 3 nakshatras, if you see, they are all associated with Mercury or Ketu.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see all the Gandantas usually fall only in Mercury and Ketu nakshatra. What is Gandanta? It is a karmic knot. Ganda means knot. Anta means ending.
That's why they have the Gandanta Nakshatra or Gandanta point. Yeah.
Yeah, Gandanta point. Gandanta point.
Gandamul Nakshatra.
Yeah, Gandamul Nakshatra.
Okay.
Exactly. You're right. Now, what does it mean? Ganda means knot. Okay. Anta means ending. Now, Gandanta or Gandanta Mula, it means you, when you are born in the final pad, especially for Jyeshtha Nakshatra, the last 48-50 degrees is where the Gandanta is extremely powerful. Now, what does this mean is, whenever you have planets sitting in these points, you have to untie that knot, karmic knot, for your soul to progress spiritually.
Okay.
So that is why it's called Gandanta.
How can you elaborate that? What does it mean to untying a knot? What a person has to do?
See, what it means is, whenever there are planets which are sitting in these zones of Gandanta.
Yeah.
So it is the last pad of Revati and the first pad of Ashwini. All the zones where Mercury and Ketu nakshatras are transitioning. Yeah. Those are the points where the soul. Okay. Now, for example, if you see somebody who is born in a Ketu nakshatra in the first part, the soul was not ready to take birth. Okay. The soul didn't want to come, but it was forced to come because of its karma. Now, when the soul is forced to come into a body and takes birth, that is when the soul is not enjoying, because it was not wishfully it has come. Okay. So it is forced to come, and when it comes, it has to untie a karmic knot. Now, what is that karmic knot? That depends from chart to chart. Okay, that is a different science altogether to see that. Okay, but what is that knot, and what is Ketu and Mercury doing there? That is a different. But they have to untie. Now, what is that? Is it something that is a pending karma towards your brother, your father, your mother from a previous life?
Okay,
we do not know.
Yeah,
but you have to do it. If there is a planet sitting there, the planet, you can take the karaka of the planet, the lordship of the planet. That person, that planet has to untie that knot.
So if you're a male with a Jupiter in this Gandamul Nakshatra point of Jyeshtha, that means you have to somehow deal with children, deal with either raising children or raising children in such a difficult position that you do not hurt them, but you do not also, hurt yourself when you raise them in a beautiful way. So that means you're untying that.
Exactly. You got that. You're absolutely bang on. You're right. Because whatever, see, there's those yogas, there should be other yogas which should support it. When yogas are formed, what is yoga? Yoga means in some lifetime, you had, for example, you say Ruchaka Yoga. Ruchaka Yoga means Mars sitting in Aries or in its own sign becomes a Ruchaka Yoga. It's a very powerful yoga. What does it mean? In a past life, you have been kind to your brothers or your siblings. Okay. We have done an article on Saptarishis, which was a translation from a Nadi which was dictated by Professor A.V. Sundaram. Okay. We have written an article on yogas and why you have got that yoga. Okay, you can read it up. It's a free magazine that we run. You can go and read it. So when you say Ruchaka Yoga, that means this person you are having a Ruchaka Yoga because you have been nice to your
siblings, male siblings in the past.
Yeah, in the past. Now, what does it give you? An indication that even in this lifetime, you have to be kind enough. If there is an issue of hereditary and property and inheritance that has to be divided, it has to be done properly. If it has not been done properly, then you will face the brunt of it.
Okay.
In this lifetime. So there is yoga bhanga which can happen. You have Ruchaka Yoga, you have to use it. So you have to understand each of the yoga and you have to use it. So some Rochaka yoga means you have been nice to your siblings in the past. So I'm just giving an example.
Right.
Right. So okay, I think I'm taking too much of this time. Let us
No, no, this is amazing. So yeah, move on to your next.
I can go for 8 hours.
I know.
Okay, I can go for 10 hours.
Trust me,
just
you can.
On this slide.
Yeah.
There's so much of knowledge, but too little time for us. I know people want to go into charts. People do not like mythology. People. But I'll tell you an example today. I'm talking about Jyeshtha Nakshatra. I'll give an example of why mythology is very important. Okay, I'll just very briefly.
Please.
So I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, I had my our lectures at Mumbai Club on Nakshatra that I ran. So one of our students, okay, he said to me that, sir, I would like to go and I'm going to go South India and I'm going to learn Atharva Veda from a very scholarly person. Okay, can I do it? See, I usually do not look at charts. I do not do free consultations or paid consultations.
You're right.
Okay? But he asked it in a classroom. So what ignited my inquisitiveness is I said, do you have any planet sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra? Said that to him. Okay. Now he was taken aback. So he said, I do not know my chart very well. Okay, I'm very new to astrology. So I said, okay, tell me, in Scorpio, is there any planet which is sitting there? He said, yes, I know there is Mars and Ketu sitting in Scorpio. So then I said, look at your chart and see if one of these planets, if it is Mars or Ketu, okay, sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Okay.
Now he took up his phone, he looked it up, and he said, yes, sir, I have Mars sitting in Jyeshtha. Okay. He said, why? But how did you guess that there should be some planet sitting there? So I said, I was just inquisitive. See, with such sort of things, no chart, nothing. Okay, no gochar, nothing. When you have to make a prediction, I know I have fallen flat on making such predictions on many occasions. Okay, it is okay, but it is just the inquisitiveness. So I said, okay. He said Mars. I said, why? Because you said Atharva Veda. Okay. Now, as per Jatak Parijat, Atharva Veda is associated with Mercury. Rig Veda is Jupiter. Okay. Yajur Veda is Venus. Okay. Sam Veda is Mars, and Atharva Veda is Mercury. Second thing, what I knew about Jyeshtha Nakshatra was Indra he learned Atharva Veda and he came to earth to teach us all Atharva Veda.
Wow.
So Indra he came to earth to teach us Atharva Veda. He gave us Atharva Veda, Indra. So you see why I just use these simple two things. I know it is a Mercury Nakshatra, okay, but that was the last I would use. And then I knew Indra was Atharva Veda. So I asked him. So it came true in this occasion. It is not necessary. Okay, always. Then he asked me another question. Sir, I have another question. Okay, I always get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, no matter what. I'm very disturbed in life. I don't know what. This is for the past 1 year. I've been facing this. I instantly asked him, and this was the same person, and this was the second question after I talked about Atharva Veda. I asked him, do you have any planet sitting in Chitra Nakshatra? Chitra, yeah. Okay. He said, sir, I do not know. Let me again check. He said, there is Venus sitting there in Chitra Nakshatra. I said, is it a lady who is waking you up at 4 o'clock in the morning? He said, yes, it is a lady. It is his girlfriend. Okay. So now why did I use Chitra Nakshatra? And what is the 4 o'clock analogy that I was using?
Right.
It is because Chitra Nakshatra is associated with tiger. Okay. A tiger goes out to hunt its prey at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Wow. I didn't know that he did that, tiger. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So Chitra is associated with tiger. That is the simple thing. So that is why sometimes, these hints, these subtle hints about knowing the symbology, knowing the animals, knowing about, what the nature is, knowing about the deities, can give you subtle hints. And that is the beauty of nakshatras.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Wow.
So sometimes these nakshatras can be very fabulous. Okay. But I would like to tell you this also. I'd like to, confess, I have fallen flat on many occasions trying to do these things. Okay, but you always, as an astrology, always tell the best part of the stories. So do not say that, okay, I have intuitive powers. I do not have any siddhis. I do not have any intuitive powers. I'm just like a common man. I'm a researcher, right?
Right.
So, okay, let us move to, I've talked about Purushartha is Artha. Okay, that is very common. Rakshas Gan. Okay, element is Vayu. Now, Trimurti is Shiva. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about Shiva. Now, look at Shiva. Okay.
Yeah.
He has the moon as his present moon on his head.
Right.
Okay. He sits on either a deer skin or a tiger skin. So usually he sits on a deer skin. That is what. But here it is depicting as tiger skin. See, there are two things. When he sits on a tiger skin, that activates the energy of aggressiveness, just like the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. That is his Rudra. Rudra element comes out. When he sits on the deer skin and he meditates, deer, he is controlling his indriyas. Now the animal symbology here is a male deer. Okay. Now what is a deer? A deer is a very fickle-minded animal. You will never be able to tell in which direction a gazing deer is going to run. Okay.
Okay.
So that how is fickle it is. And the deer is the mount of Soma or Chandra or moon, the moon god. Okay. So the moon is fickle. That is why the animal which is associated with the moon god is the deer.
Wow.
Okay. Now, why is Shiva so very a yogi? Because he can control the moon. Moon is sitting on his head. Okay, and he sits on the deer skin, and he meditates. It signifies that yogi, if you have to control your indriyas, okay, Shiva, there is no better god than Shiva. He knows how to control. So whenever you have the moon sitting in Jyeshtha and creating you problems, okay, the best god that you can go to is Shiva. And that is why Shiva is associated with Mondays. People go and worship Shiva on Mondays. And that is because of you can control your moon. Your moon is your mind. Your mind can be controlled. You can control your indriyas, which are senses.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, another thing about the male deer is the deer always likes to be in serene environments. You know, whenever you have a picture of a deer, you always see there is grass, there is trees behind, you know. So Jyeshtha Nakshatra likewise, why like to be in places where they're serene, you know, beautiful. It gives them, because why? Because it is a Mercury energy and they are a mass or a lump of nervous energy. Although you say Indra is the warrior type, deep inside, internally, you know, the Jyeshtha Nakshatra people are a lump of nervous energy. Right. They're, you know, very nervous. They're like the deer.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that is again needs to be controlled. That nervous energy between you. People with Jyeshtha Nakshatra, you can see many people would have, you know, chest breathing problems.
Oh no! I have seen people who had Mercury in Jyeshtha Nakshatra and they had panic attacks. Yes. They had an anxiety for no reason. And exactly. I noticed that. Yeah,
exactly. You're absolutely bang on. Anxiety, you know, cause of, there is no worry, but you still have.
You feel like a deer or a tiger is going to attack you. Yeah, and it only happens with Mercury because Mercury's nervous system, and in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, the entire nervous system is haywire.
Correct. Absolutely haywire.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That is right. Absolutely right. Now, the bird associated is called as Brahmanida. Okay. Now, there is also another association with Jyeshtha Nakshatra, which I use from mythology, is the peacock.
Okay.
Why peacock is the mythology says Ravan, okay, the demon king from Lanka, when he tried to invade the heavens, all the gods were fearful and they took the forms of different birds and animals to escape, you know, the wrath of Ravana. So even before Ravana came, these people. So out of that, it is believed in the Puranas, Indra became a peacock and he flew away. Okay, Yama became a crow. So you see all Pitrus and everything. Yama is associated with the crows. You feed the crows. right?
Yeah.
Yama became a crow.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Varuna became, they say, a goose or a partridge. Okay.
Okay.
Kuber, the lord of wealth, became a lizard.
Right.
So there are many things. Nairuti, the goblin of the southwest. Okay, she became a parrot.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what happened is, after Ravana went from the heavens, declaring that he is now the king of the heavens because nobody dared come and fight with him, and he claimed that he was victorious over Indra. These gods then said, okay, because you helped me to take the form of an animal, we will bless you. People who go and so that is why Kuber and lizards are associated.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the thing. So peacock for this could be a good thing.
I just wanted to know, was there a similar reference in Kritika Nakshatra with the peacock? Because I still remember you said something about that in the Kritika Nakshatra as well.
Yeah, Kritika Nakshatra is associated with Muruga or Skanda, and his mount is the peacock. That's why the bird associated is.
I see. Okay.
Now the tree here is called as the red silk cotton tree. Now red silk cotton tree is why is it important is Brahma sat under a red silk cotton tree and meditated and did penance for multiple years or multiple yugs, and that is why this tree was supposed to be revered in India. It's also called as a Shamili tree in Sanskrit.
Okay.
Now today the Shamili tree, if you go, and I did some research on this Shamili tree just to find out what is this tree. I got somewhere it's mentioned that this tree attracts the most number of birds in the whole of India. This tree attracts the most number of birds because most number of birds try to form their nests there. Do you see the Jyeshtha Nakshatra again operating here? Protection.
Yeah.
Birds feel protected in this tree. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the thing. And the final thing is the sounds. That is okay. Okay. I think we can move to the next slide. So I will be very fast because this was the most important slide that I wanted to discuss about. Now this slide, Kapil, I put this here because when I was reading about Jyeshtha Nakshatra, suddenly something flashed and I came across these two chaupis. These are Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa, for some of your viewers who do not know, is a bhakti literature. It is called as devotional poetry, which was written in a language called Awadhi by the great Tulsidas. Okay. Now let me read this for you. This in Devanagari script, and then I've given it. Kanchana Bharana Tiraj Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa. What does it mean? Okay. It means your complexion is that of a molten gold, and you are represent in your handsome form. You wear kundals, okay, earrings in your ears, and you have curly hair. Now, these two things, Subesa, which means handsome, that is just like comparing him with Indra. Kundals, as I mentioned before, wearing those. Again, it is something which gives you the indication that he has controlled his Kundalini. He was a master of Siddhis. Ashta Siddhi. 8 Siddhis is what he had control over, which was the Varadan given to him by Sita Mata.
Okay.
That was Hanuman. Right? Now the next thing says Hat Vajra or Dhvaja Biraje Kande Munja Janebu Saje. Okay? This is the 5th prose.
Okay.
Vajra, here it means it is like the weapon of Indra, the Vajra, the thunderbolt. But here for Hanuman, it is his mace. Okay, that is one. Okay, Yagno Pavita. Okay, which means Kande Munje. Janue means Yagna Pavita. The Brahmins wear a sacred thread. That is called as Yagna Pavita. And people hold it and say the Gayatri Mantra every day. So that is your sacred circular amulet for the Brahmins. Okay? Dhvaja is flag. Okay? Ketu is flag. Okay? So wherever Ketu sits, see, I'll tell you this beauty about Ketu. Okay. Ketu is associated with the flag or Dhwaja. Okay. So wherever Ketu is the flag, wherever see any country you see, they go and say, I've gone on the Himalayas, on Mount Everest, and I was the first person. You go and put down the flag of your country. What is it? It shows dominance. It shows I was first here. That is Ketu.
Exactly, because Mars becomes a charging army. Ketu is the army that has already conquered.
Exactly.
And this is why I learned that the sign of Scorpio is core-ruled by Ketu and Mars. Aquarius is core-ruled by Rahu and Saturn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ketu is a higher octave of Mars.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me give you a simple example. Okay. If you look at Jatak Parijat, or I think it's Jatak Parijat or Jatak Tattva, there they talk about the drishti of the grahas. What is drishti of the grahas? In which direction the grahas look. Okay. Sun and Mars always look, the drishti is upwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Mercury and Venus is always sideways. Okay. Shani is always downward. Drishti. Okay. Jupiter and Moon are called as Sama Drishti, which means equally they look at every direction. Now, what does it mean? Mars and Sun, okay, upward direction. Now, on an Independence Day or on an Independence Day of any country or a major occasion of a country, you hoist the flag.
Yeah.
And the Sun, which is the government or the important people, they look up. And Mars, it is military, the police, all of them look up to the flag and they salute.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is the salute? The fist is Savitur, which is Hasta Nakshatra, the hand. It is showing that we salute the Ketu. Ketu doesn't have any drishti because it is headless.
Exactly.
But imagine, even Sun and Mars, which is Mars, I'm talking about military, talking about police. Sun is the government, important leaders, possession, everything. They salute the Ketu. That is the importance of Ketu. It is Moksha Karaka. Why? It liberates you. Okay?
Exactly.
But we always think Ketu always gives you back. No, Ketu can take you to such a position in life like the flag. It can give you so much of dominance, visibility. So this is what I was trying to use. See, how I was taught astrology by Sunil. He never used to give me anything. He used to give me a sloka. Now go decode it. Okay. He said, look at, for example, I'll tell you. He said there is a secret hidden in the Shani mantra. Okay. Go and decode it.
Okay.
You can spend days trying to decode it. I go back to him and say, is this right? He says, no, this is not the thing. Go back. But in that, you learn a lot of other things because you refer a lot of books. That is how learning is. Now, what people want? They want fast food astrology, baked food. They want. Okay, I have something. Please tell me what is it. Have you ever thought about it? Have you gone and referred books? Only then you will know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are so many hidden secrets in mantras which we do not know. I'm talking about Shani mantra. Definitely, there is a hidden secret. If you can decode that, you will find out the secret. Anyway, let's move on to the next. I think I always digress. Kapil, you have to bring me back.
No, I love that. You and Sunil do that. I love that. I'm like, take me to another world. That's it.
Okay, so I know people have had an overdose of mythology, and I said let me tone it down, but this time I said no, I'll do a lot of mythology.
No, Arjun, you cannot tone these things down. They are there as a concrete core of our Vedic scripture and Jyotish learning. Simple. If people do not like it, they can leave, but this must be taught. Simple.
Yes.
That's it.
Because Kapil, if I tell you, I've never learned astrology as much when I was reading books and classics. There is there. But if you go and go to mythology, symbology, as I showed,
Ganapati, of course,
all these things will open up Pandora's box, and then you go to classics, then you will understand the classics. Exactly. What the rishis are saying. Rishis will never tell you this is what it means. They've never interpreted. They left it for open for people to interpret.
Yeah.
Only the people who understand will try to decode it, will understand it, and will use it.
Yeah.
So let me go to this mythology of Indra, Ahalya, and Rishi Gautam. Okay. Now Rishi Gautam was a great seer. Okay, and he had a very beautiful wife, Ahalya, and Ahalya was a very devoted wife. Okay.
Okay.
But our Devata for this nakshatra, Indra, was infatuated, just like Kritika Nakshatra. I told about infatuation.
Yeah.
He was infatuated with Ahalya. Okay, and he wanted to have it his way. So what does he do when Rishi Gautam goes to have his morning prayers? He impersonates as Rishi Gautam, goes to Ahalya, and has it his way. Okay, and when when Indra was supposed to leave after this, degrading act, Rishi Gautam catches him, and he understands that this guy is impersonating. Okay, and he immediately curses his wife because he knows, but it was not her fault. But still, he curses, saying that you will be turned into a stone, and he curses Indra. Okay, to lose his testicles. And
oh, man.
yes, and to have 1,000 vaginas on his body.
Oh man, that is 1,000 bad curse.
Yeah, 1,000 female reproductive. That is why it is called as the curse of Sahasra Yoni.
Okay. Yoni is the female part. Yeah.
Yeah, female reproductive organ. Right. Now the story is later on. Ahalya, he gives him, he says, whenever Ram comes and he kicks your stone with his feet, that is when you will come back and you will join me. Okay. Now, what about the curse of Indra? Indra has lost everything.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got 1,000, so he goes into deep austerities and penance to Lakshmi. He does severe penance for thousands of years, and then what Lakshmi says is, I cannot do anything about these, reproductive organs. The only thing I can do is convert them into ice. So she converts those 1,000 reproductive organs into 1,000 ice.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how do you use this? I told you about spice, detectives.
Spice, 1,000 eyes. Yeah.
1,000 eyes. They have. You get that? That is how you use it.
I got it. Yep, I got it.
Okay. Another theme that I want to tell you is a Jyeshtha Nakshatra. I told you they have very high sex drive. But if you go against dharma, or you have something like this, illicit affairs or adulterous affairs, then what will happen is you will have to go through a lot of sufferings. Jyeshtha Nakshatra, like the curse, you will be cursed of Indra. Okay? See, there is another thing that I wanted to tell you, which I forgot, it just came to my mind, about the association with the male deer. Okay? The male deer, if you know about the male deer, during its mating season, just after its mating season, it drops its antlers. The antlers drop.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Okay? Now, what does it mean? How do you use that? Antlers drop after the mating season. Okay, and before the next mating season, the antlers again regrow. Okay, now what does it mean? That it means, one of the connotations that you can use it is, if you get into illicit affairs, adulterous behavior, okay, then it is like you have to go for a transformation. Just like dropping of the antlers, it signifies transformation. What it means in real terms is, the animal is going through certain hormonal changes.
Okay.
So, Jyeshtha Nakshatra people who can go through very strong relationships, when they break the relationships, these people are destroyed and they go into severe depression. They go into penance, or they become recluse. They try to avoid everything, they avoid friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So I told you about Varamir saying these people have few friends.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Why? See, you have to see nakshatras also from a different angle and interpret it. Now, you say Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Who's the ruler? Mercury.
Mercury.
Right? Now, Mercury is the lord of which house for Jyeshtha Nakshatra, being in Scorpio?
For Scorpio, it becomes the lord of the 8th house and the 11th house.
Yes.
Yeah.
8th house is also the house of the darkness. It is
Darkness,
the house
transformation,
sex scandals,
yeah.
transformation. It is the house of transformation. It is the house for sex or scandals which come out.
Yeah.
Okay. 11th house is also the house of friends.
Friends, yeah. Network.
Yeah?
Yes.
So whenever you go against, these houses are also activated. So any planet which is there, you go against whatever 8th house significations are, 11th house significations are, you lose your wealth. You know, many people say you go under severe losses. Why? Any planet which is sitting there can trigger those houses of Gemini and Virgo.
Okay, explain that again. How can a planet trigger the 8th and 11th house again?
Yeah. See, now Jyeshtha Nakshatra is ruled by Mercury.
Right.
Correct? Now, Jyeshtha is in Scorpio. Correct? Now, Mercury becomes the ruler of the 8th house.
Yeah.
Okay? And 11th house,
11th
which is
house,
Gemini. And, okay? Now, 8th house is the house, it signifies, as we mentioned, sex, scandals, occult, you know, Jyotish, also 8th house of darkness, secrets.
Yeah.
These people, you know, Jyeshtha Nakshatra, I'll tell you one more thing of Jyeshtha Nakshatra. These people have, if they are spiritually inclined or spiritually progressed, they have the secret knowledge of functioning of the universe. Certain things which are mysterious, these people will have the knowledge. That is Jyeshtha.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, which nobody has, because that is the 8th house which is carrying, and 11th house which is wealth.
Yeah.
Okay, gain or money, earning. 11th house is friends. So whenever your bad times come and that planet in Jyeshtha is activated, these houses, which is 8th and 11th house, will, whatever the significations of these 8th and 11th houses are, they will impact your life.
I get it. Okay.
You get it? You have to test it. It is not in the. It is not given in any shastra.
So let's say if, for example, Venus is in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, and let's say if Venus Mahadasha is starting for 20 years, in this time period, they should not do anything that will hurt their friendship and their, or they shouldn't do any, you know, like have any affairs, cheat any friends, you know. Okay, that's what I get it. Okay.
Absolutely. Because if you cheat your friends or you cheat your wife, because Venus also signifies the karaka for wife.
Destroys the wealth.
It destroys the wealth. And it will give you a lot of transformations, which could, why? Because 8th house will get activated.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you have to use these things in a subtle manner, but this is how you use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Sun is in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, if you again cheat your spouse or friends or your father,
correct.
Or your father, things will get destroyed. I get it. I get it.
Absolutely, you're right. Now you've got the principle very clear.
I get it. I get it.
For all nakshatras, use this. This is not written in any book. This is not given anywhere. This is just you. Sometimes you just observe and you learn.
You observe and you learn. Absolutely.
Okay. I would want everybody to observe. That is the only way you can learn.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not make predictions.
Yeah.
Why? Because once you make a prediction, that means then you are not learning. Because what will happen? Ego will become.
Ego has come up. Yeah. I
know you do not know, Kapil, how much of ego comes within me whenever I make a prediction. That is why I never make predictions, because it will destroy my knowledge. It will stop my research progress of learning.
Exactly. This is why I never do full consultation. Yeah.
Because many people can control it. See, I'll give you an example. Okay, because we're talking about it. I know I digress a lot, but I want to tell you to your viewers and you this. What is the natural house of occult?
8th house.
8th house, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the karma of the 8th house going to? Which is the 10th from 8th.
Right. 5th house.
5th house. If you are not following the Shastra properly, your karma will transfer to your 5th house. What is your 5th house? 5th house
Education,
is your
children. Yeah.
children,
Purva Punya Maha.
education, Purva Punya. Okay?
Yeah.
Now people do astrology, they do predictions, they do. But these people have gone through teachings of, Guru Shishya Parampara. They have learned it.
Yeah.
And they know how to protect themselves. 5th house is also mantras and tantras. They protect themselves. Many of us just jump into it without knowing how to protect ourselves.
Exactly.
You give predictions and then you do not know you're leaving yourself open for these forces to come.
I'm telling you, Arjun, I learned this about 4 years ago, and since then, I made a promise to myself: I will never do full consultation. I will never tell anybody about their diseases, their breakups, their bad newses. This accident will happen, that will happen. I'm like, you're coming to the wrong person for these predictions, my man. Because I know exactly what will happen. It's my luck, my Purva Punya Bhava, and everything that I have for children, everything will be destroyed. And I will not do it unless I have the protective mantra.
Mantras, exactly.
Yeah.
So
and this is why, and I'm telling you, and one of my gurus, I don't know if you know his name, Kavindra Rishi, Jeffrey Armstrong. He actually gave me a protective mantra, which I cannot share. It's between me and me. He said, recite this mantra every time you feel like you have done like something where you made a prediction that you shouldn't have. It'll protect your aura. So I get that, how important it is. And this is why people are always telling me, why can't you tell me this? Why can't you tell me can I be a millionaire? Can I be a billionaire? Will I have children or not? Like when I do marriage consultation, I tell people right on my website, I will never tell you if you will or will not get married. Because imagine if you're a weak-hearted person with a weak ascendant, and I tell you, you're never meant to get married. You can commit suicide the next day, and I'll be responsible for that, and I will be punished for that karma. I'm like, even if I know you're not going to get married, I make the consultation like, okay, this is the best date for marriage. This is the time period I see for marriage. That's it.
Yeah.
I completely do that. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
See, this is another teaching that I had got from Professor A.V. Sundaram. Okay?
Yeah.
Professor A.V. Sundaram always says, whenever you look at a chart, do not make any predictions related to the 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th house. That is their prarabdha. You cannot alter. These are unalterable houses. We cannot do anything about it.
Exactly.
All other houses are free will. You can alter those houses.
Yeah.
Okay? But never play with the free will of another person. You can only make suggestions. You can say this period is good for marriage, but you never say you get married. You will get married in this date. That is wrong.
Exactly. That's why I get it.
It should be the free will of the person whether he wants to get. You can always say this is a good period for you. So look out. You might get married in this period. It's very favorable. But never say
you should see my You should see my face right now, because on my website I say I will give you the best timings for marriages, but it's not something that I'm saying that you're going to get married this day. I'm saying these are the best timings. You choose to get married, that's it.
Yes, absolutely. So that is, astrology is not to be feared about. Okay, but you should also know the other aspect of it is how to protect yourself, because we are playing with karmic energies. We're not playing with it's not like a toy that you have. This is sitting, you can give your child and say, play. There is no harm.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this is why I tell my viewers that, look, everybody wants to put their date of birth, time of birth, place of birth in a form. Saying, can anybody predict something, what's going on with my career in the next 3 months? They do not know if somebody who is a completely amateur, does not know astrology for like 2 weeks, will say, oh, you got a debilitated sun in the 10th house, your career will never be good. Now, imagine if I hear this amateur person commenting on my chart, and he has no clue that I have Neech Bhang Raj Yoga, my sun is exalted in the Namansha chart, exalted in the Sastyamda chart, and it's in a Mool Trakon sign in the Dasamsa chart. It is completely different from what this person said. And because he and I do not know shit about astrology. He just affected me karmically that, oh my God, I'm not worth anything. Maybe I should just jump in the river right now. And I might do it if, let's say, my moon is in Aradhana Nakshatra and Saturn's going over it, and somebody makes this prediction, I will jump in it. And I know all these things, Arjun. So I tell people, do not share your chart except between you and your astrologer that you trust. It's like the psychologist. It's like a psychologist and a patient.
Absolutely.
You don't tell your psychologist, well, I like having sex with animals. You're not going to tell that to the fore. You tell your psychologist because it's your mental problem, right? And I tell these people, people are like, well, and then some people disagree with it. I'm like, that's fine. This is why I never tell people, you know, do these things in private. I never expose my own chart to people because there's all these karmic energies in it that people don't realize.
See, Kapil, you know, people always talk about Shastras. We have done experiments with charts, okay? I do not know whether you know, we have the time, but I'll very quickly tell you the experiment because people have to know sharing your charts publicly except your, you know, trusted astrologer. Don't go and show it to everybody. Do not put it on.
Exactly. Oh my God, Arjun, you just got my essence of my astrological principles. You just got.
I'll tell you the simple experiment that we did. Okay, very quickly I'll tell you. It is an experiment which was done by Saptarishis Astrology 2 years ago. Okay, you can have your chart written on copper foils. Okay, and if somebody is going on a holy pilgrimage to a sacred place like Yamuna or Ganga, okay, if you cannot physically go there to take the holy dip at an appropriate time, you can have a proxy, and the proxy is your chart on a copper foil. Copper is a good transmitter or a good conductor of electricity, so there are a lot of energies in the copper. So we did that. We sent about, I think, 6 or 7 people, you know, volunteered. When this happened, our study was on looking at the house where Rahu is placed. Transformations will happen there, good or bad. Why? Because your chart, okay, what you're sending it, okay, when that chart is being dipped with that person, it is you taking a physical dip. And it is activating and it is purifying your Rahu. Wherever Rahu is sitting and the dispositor of Rahu goes, you do not know the outcome of this fabulous.
Oh
fabulous
man,
people don't come up. But you know, there are people who lost 1 lakh rupees at the exact time, and I can tell you, I lost my laptop, fell down, and it broke. I lost 40,000 rupees. I had to bring a new laptop, and it was exactly the time within 15-20 minutes that the dip was taken.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Now, do you know the power of the charts? You think putting your chart there, you're saying somebody is going to come and help you. Man, you're opening your Rahu there.
Exactly.
Do these. You know, people will come and say, no, it is okay to show. You know, people, because their business will be impacted. You see, astrologers, if people stop coming and showing, go to an astrologer. We are not saying do not go. Go to one astrologer. Don't go to 100 people and show your charts. You're opening up too many doors.
And then you just become a vagabond. You're just like going from one person to the other.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get more confused. So putting your charts, we have tested this. I've told you the example. Why I told you this is because people have to understand. I'm not against people taking consultations. People do. You need direction. Jyotish is a science of showing you light.
Okay, but do it privately. Do it between you and the other person. That's it. Nobody needs to know your chart. Nobody needs to see your yogas and comment on it in public forum. And that's, I've always preached this, and I always will.
Okay, I think we have digressed a lot. Let's move. I think, I know, Kapil, we have taken 1.5 hours. Okay, the first thing, the point I was talking about with this is adulterous nature and illicit affairs. So can you go to the next slide?
Okay.
I've taken a chart there. See, this is a chart of Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love this. Yeah.
Okay. It is Moon which is sitting there.
Yeah.
Right? Moon is the 11th lord sitting in the 3rd house. What is 3rd house? 3rd house is Bhagya, or the fortune of your marriage. Why? because it is the 9th house from your 7th house of marriage.
7th house, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and it is sitting in Jyeshtha. It is also Atma Karaka.
Yeah.
Okay, so it gives you a broader pattern of this person's life.
Yeah.
Now, Indra, as I said, was a redress in nature. I think I do not have to go and elaborate
Yeah.
on that. You know about the story.
We know all that, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing what I want to tell you is Jyeshtha Nakshatra gives an oversized ego. That is why, because dominance, supremacy, all of that, oversized ego. This man is extremely egoistic. I've read some of his articles, you won't believe it, on the internet.
Yeah.
He's believed that if he and his teacher, his golf teacher, when they were sitting and they were having dinner in a hotel, when he finishes his dinner, he just walks away, and he did the same with his wife, his ex-wife.
Wow.
How can you be so disrespectful to your guru?
Yeah.
Or to your teacher, or to your wife? Do you know what this is activating? It is activating the 8th house and 11th house. I told
exactly.
you. This is what it did here.
Guess who also has this? Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Michael Jordan, the best basketball player in the world, has moon in the 8th house, I think around 27 degrees, Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Same thing happened to him. He's a very competitive person, very arrogant, very much out there as a leader, and he had the most costliest divorces because of his womanizing that people know about. Yeah.
So now everybody knows, do not go there if you have some planet there. It can trigger certain things in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
Next. See, Kapil, you had asked me a question last time.
Yeah.
Okay, you said if some planet which is not Atma Karaka, which is sitting there, what will happen? To give you the example, I've given you the example. This is Mahatma Gandhi's chart. Okay, but here I'm going to talk about his first eldest son, Harilal Mohandas Gandhi.
Okay.
Now, if you see here, Saturn is sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, and Saturn is also Putra Karaka.
Yeah.
Okay. Saturn,
and it's the 5th lord.
Yeah, it is also the 5th lord. Okay. And Jyeshtha, because it is sitting in Jyeshtha, it becomes, he is the eldest, or the eldest son, or the eldest child of Gandhi. Okay. Now you can read about him on Wikipedia. You will find out that Harilal Mohandas Gandhi and Gandhi never got along because of his, debaucherous nature. He was an alcoholic. Okay. He even converted to Islam, which was at that point of time was a taboo for a national leader or a national.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah, he converted himself into Islam. Okay, so you have to read about them. Then you will see there are certain things which are happening in their life which will turn, topsy turvy.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing what I wanted to do, he was the eldest son, which is Jyeshtha.
Yeah.
Okay. And because you also see Rahu is aspecting it, that is why he converted to Islam.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can move to the and alcoholism. Okay. Again, which is something. Why alcoholism? I'll talk about that later on. Remember, Indra loves to get intoxicated on the somras.
Okay.
Okay, so that is alcoholism or drug addiction or something which is intoxicating, hallucinating. Those are the sort of things which come up. Okay. So, next slide. Another mythology. Okay, brilliant. I love this story. Okay, this is the story of Indra and Karna. Okay, now you should know that Karna was the illegitimate child of Kunti and Surya Bhagwan, or the sun god.
Okay.
Okay, he was abandoned because he was illegitimate, right?
Yeah.
Now, because he was born out of Surya Bhagwan, as a baby he had a natural kavach, which is called a Surya kavach, which is a golden armored kavach for his body. Okay, he was born with that, and he had his kundal. Okay, given to him by Surya Bhagwan. That is his protective charm. And Krishna knew the secret that with this kavach and this kundal, he will be invincible. Nobody can even touch Karna. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what Krishna does, he goes to Indra. Okay? Indra is actually the father of Arjuna. Or he would, not father, I would say, he's an incarnation of Indra. Not the father, that's not the right thing to use. He's an incarnation of Indra. Or is Amsh, they say. Amsh of Indra. Okay? Now, how can Indra allow his son to be destroyed by Karna in the war? So he goes and says, take the form of a Brahmin, go at the time when he goes for the morning prayers, when Karna does his morning prayers to sun, okay, Surya Bhagwan. That is when you have to go and ask him. Because Karna never turns anybody back when in that particular time.
Okay.
Anybody who asks anything, he'll give. That is why he was called as Dana Veera Shura Karna, which means he was very charitable. Very charitable. Okay? But his father, Surya, comes and warns Karna, saying that this is a ploy which will be playing on you. But Karna says, I cannot do anything. If somebody comes at that moment when I'm praying and giving my oblations to Surya Bhagwan, I will, if they ask me for any wish, I'll have to satisfy. That is my karma and that is my dharma. And as a Brahmin, Indra comes and asks for his Surya Kavach and his kundals. And Karna gives it without even battering his eyelid. Even though he knows it is somebody who is standing in front of him is an imposter or impersonator.
Yeah.
That is the greatness of Karna. And that changed the entire dynamics of Mahabharata. Okay?
Okay.
So again, the kundal is coming. So protective people who believe in certain protective charms and amulets given to them by the guru or by their father or somebody, whatever. The belief system is that protects them. And when certain planets are sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, not only these amulets, Indra will protect you. Okay? So let's move to the next slide. This is another mythology about Indra being cursed by sage Durvasa. Now, sage Durvasa was a very short-tempered sage. Okay, in his meditative state of ecstasy, okay, he starts traveling the earth, and he meets a celestial nymph. Okay, Vidyadhuri. Okay, she has a brilliant garland, celestial garland on her neck, and he was on Mauna Vrat, which is he is not speaking. He is in ecstasy. He is in sadhana.
Right.
He just points at that, and he says, "I want your celestial garland." He takes that celestial garland, he puts it on his head, and he goes traveling again. And then he reaches Indralok. Indralok, he finds Indra is mounting on his Airavat. That is his mount.
Yeah.
Okay? Airavat, the elephant, is mounting on it and ready to go for a battle. Okay? Durvasa comes. He takes in his ecstasy. He's still in an ecstasy state of sadhana. He throws the garland on Indra in a way saying that you will be victorious wherever you're going. Take this. This is my circular amulet. This is the garland. He throws it at Indra. Indra is sitting on Airavat. He takes the garland and he puts it on the head of Airavat, the elephant.
Okay.
The elephant, because it is overpowered by the smell of the celestial garland, takes it and puts it down on the floor. Durvasa suddenly comes out of this trance. He is infuriated. Okay, he's short-tempered. He curses Indra, saying that because you have disregarded my circular amulet, so you will be, because of this callous nature of yours, you will lose all your wealth and you will lose every battle. And Indra realizes his mistake. He comes down, but it is too late. Once a curse has been given, it has been uttered. Okay? Indra starts losing everything. He loses his wealth, he loses his kingdom. Now, how do you use this mythology? Never ever show disrespect to any guru or to somebody who is giving you a circular amulet.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a protective amulet. You have disregarded it, so he loses. The people who have disrepute or disregard for people like the gurus or for friends or anybody, your wife, you will lose everything in your life. That's what this, and that is when there is significant planet sitting or important focal planet sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. So can we go to the next slide? So here, this gives you this mythology. These two says one is the eldest I've talked about, and it gives you responsibility. So you have to be very responsible when you have planets sitting in nakshatra. Do not act out of arrogance or ego. You have to be a responsible person. That is what Jyeshtha is all about. So can we go to the next slide? I've taken this chart, Sunil, of Salman Khan. You know, he is now ruling the roost on Bollywood with his new film Bajrangi Bhaijaan. You know, which is going, it's breaking all records. So I took this chart. It is not the authentic chart. Okay, I got it from the internet forum. Okay? Obviously, we are taking it today because only from a research or a study perspective. Yeah. Now, in this thing, I'll give you certain things why I feel this chart or the lagna is correct. Okay, I can stand corrected. There is no way, you know, this is my interpretation. I could be wrong. Let us, for example, it is showing as Aries lagna. Okay, right. Now look at his ninth lord. Okay, ninth lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting in the third house, retrograde.
Right.
Okay, ninth lord is father. His father is a famous script writer for movies. Okay? Salim Khan. Okay, he wrote some of the old Bollywood, you know, things like Sholay. With his partner, which is Javed Akhtar. So they were called as Salim Javed, a duo. See, look, Jupiter is sitting in a dual sign of Gemini, and third house is the house of also writing. Okay, so that is one clue I got. Okay, ninth lord sitting in the third house of writing, but it is retrograde. So the duality split, which means Javed Akhtar and Salim Khan, they split. They went two ways. Second clue which I get from this thing is Mars sitting in Uttarashada Nakshatra. Okay, if you see my video that I've done on introduction to nakshatras on our Saptarishis YouTube channel, I said Uttarashada is the only nakshatra which doesn't have a female counterpart. There is only one animal, which is male mongoose. There is no female mongoose. All other nakshatras have a male. If it is a male deer, then you have a female deer. Okay. If it's a male horse, you have a female horse. So, for example, Ashwini Nakshatra, it's a male horse. Shatabhisha Nakshatra is a female horse. Now, what does it mean? What it means is, for Uttarashada Nakshatra, I have taken the example in my discussion of Brad Pitt. What happens with these people is they find it very difficult to get a partner in life.
Absolutely true.
Because they do not have a female counterpart. Or even if they have relationships, they won't last long, because it is like the Uttarashada nature is they are extremely sometimes over possessive. Want it their way, because Uttarashada is ultimate victory. They want to say, I am the boss, I am the king. But that is why Mars is sitting there. Okay, in Uttarashada. That gave me a second clue. Okay. Now, look, if he has to be successful in the film industry, Mars gets direction, strength sitting in the 10th house and being exalted. Okay? Sitting with Venus. Venus is about acting, about stage, everything, beauty, everything. Right? Aspected by Rahu. Rahu is films. Rahu is shadow. It is the
The illusion,
the role.
the magician.
Illusion,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
was aspecting this Venus-Mars combination. That
Exactly.
gave me another clue. If he has to be extremely successful in his
Yeah.
career and be a popular pop star or a superstar, then it has to have these combinations. Now, the third clue, now this chart is showing ascendant being in Bharani Nakshatra. Okay? I have my feeling, this is again, I can stand corrected, I feel it should be Ashwini Nakshatra. Why? I give you reasons. Okay? He is running now Saturn Mahadasha and Mars Antardasha. Okay? In this period, he has got a penchant for painting horses.
Oh.
Suddenly, he finds horses, painting horses, right? Secondly, recently, a couple of months ago, he bought 5 horses for his, for his farmhouse. 5 horses.
Okay.
Okay, so he becomes a breeder now.
How is
Right?
but why does Saturn, Mars, Maha and Antradasha activates the Ashwani Nakshatra? Is it because the ascendant Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars, is Ashwani, or how is it you're seeing being activated? The Ashwani.
See, there are certain things which activate one and another. Okay.
Okay.
He bought the Mars. He bought the horses. Okay, some time back.
Yeah.
Now you see his movie. His movie is called as Bajrangi. Bajrangi is Hanuman.
Yeah.
Bhaijan is brother.
Yeah.
Mars is Bajrangi.
Yeah.
Mars is connected with Hanuman.
Yeah.
Okay. Mars is also Karaka for brother.
Yeah.
See, sometimes you have to look at a very certain thing. Whenever his Mars got activated, okay,
Yeah.
and he started doing certain things, your lagna and your moon, wherever they're sitting, they start vibrating. Okay, they start vibrating. It is Saturn, but look at it. Ascendant is aspected by Saturn and Mars. Third aspect of Saturn and fourth aspect of Mars on ascendant.
Right.
The vibrations now coming very clearly on his ascendant.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Fourth
I get
aspect
it.
of Mars on ascendant. Third aspect of Saturn on ascendant.
Yeah.
Now, do you know why it has activated his penchant for drawing art and drawing horses? He has also become a breeder now. So these all add to it. Okay. Now you have to understand that when Mars and Venus are sitting together, okay, it signifies the combination is also about high sexual drive.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
Yep.
And Mercury is also sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's come to Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Mercury is Atma Karaka sitting in the 8th house. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's aspected by Rahu.
Yeah.
If you see, all his link-ups are all people from his co-stars, okay, from the film industry. Rahu is aspecting Jyeshtha and always have been emotional breakups.
Yeah.
Okay, it is sitting in the 8th house of transformation, Mercury. It is the 3rd and the 6th lord. 6th lord is also 12th from 7th house. So relationships won't stay. 6th house is 12th house from 7th house of relationships or marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, which is Mercury. Okay, sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Yep.
Okay, so you have to see in totality. So I've given you certain hints saying that okay, this could be right, I could be wrong, I'm okay. Okay, but I feel it has to be Ashwini Nakshatra Lagna, and the rest of the combinations I feel are correct. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's move to the next. It's only for research purpose we're taking this.
Right.
And what I wanted to point out there is, if you go back, his trademark, Salman Khan's trademark, is his turquoise bracelet that he wears as a lucky charm. It is apparently given to him by his father. Okay? He never lets go of that bracelet. And now see, all his previous movies, he's always come and he's promoted an amulet.
Yeah.
Okay, this movie is promoting the maze of Hanuman.
Okay.
Okay, that is what he's promoting. So you see, it is a circular amulet which is again
Right.
He's trying to use, see, whether he knows or he doesn't know. Certain things certain people do because it is somewhere it is helping them. Now he's doing those circular amulets for the movies. Mars is sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. 8th house of transformation. It will transform him. Every time he does certain amulets that he brings as icon, he becomes, it transforms him as being a great personality.
Okay, repeat that again. How is it that his turquoise bracelet again related with this chart? Can you explain that? I'm still not getting it.
Yeah, okay. So how I'm telling you that is, see, turquoise, I think it's bluish greenish.
Yeah, it's a peacock blue.
Yeah, it's a peacock blue. It is the 3rd house of hand.
Okay.
Third house of hand is Mercury. It is Gemini.
Right.
Okay. Sitting in his 8th house in Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Okay. Transformation
so,
with the hand.
Transformation with the hand, and his things will start becoming better.
And then the 9th lord is in the 3rd house, so the father had something to do with the hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And second, and Kapil, see another beauty of this. Dispositor of Mercury is Mars.
Yeah.
Sitting in exalted. His career has boosted. Once he does this transformation, his career has gone. Skyrocket.
Wow.
You see? Sitting with wheels.
Yeah.
So Bajrangi Baijan, all of these, Mars is being activated there. Mars is activating, his Lagna is activating.
Yeah.
So you have to see the chart in totality, and then you get clues. Then you have to read. Research. What is happening? What is happening? People do not have the patience. People want to jump into prediction.
Right. I get that.
Anyways, but again, another thing, oversized ego.
Yeah.
Okay? He's also the eldest.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you understand Salman, he's very protective about his siblings, and because of him, his siblings are flourished.
Yeah.
Okay? His brother does a movie with him. His brother-in-law does a movie with him. Everybody, he's like a father figure of the family.
Exactly.
It is him. It's because of him, the whole family. It is more like Jyeshtha. He's like the Indra of the family.
Yeah.
Okay? You get that.
Yep. And especially if the 3rd lord is in the 11th house, 11th lord in the 3rd house, or 11th lord in the 11th house, shows that a person could be the eldest sibling.
Eldest, yeah. This is what K.N. Rao and his research has shown.
Yeah.
That is absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to this one.
Okay, very quickly, Indra, Krishna, and Narakasura. Now, if you remember, when Krishna was 11 years old, and in Vrindavan, the whole town starts preparing for an oblation or a yajna for Indra. Why? Because these are all farmers. Okay, they are herdsmen of the cattle, and they want to ensure that Indra is the god of rain, so he showers the rains, and so they can have a good crop. Okay. Now Krishna says, as a young boy, he says, but why have you got to appease Indra for that? It is your karma. Just keep doing your karma, what you do. Okay, like what he said later on in the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. Just do your karma. Don't worry about the fruits.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. But then what he convinces people not to conduct the yajna for that year, and this happens usually during the Diwali or Deepavali. Okay. Now because of this, Indra says, I am not getting the oblations or the prayers, so I am going to teach these people a lesson. So he gets the clouds and he starts a downpour, heavy downpour, 7 days, heavy torrential rains, thunder, lightning. Everybody says, no, what are we going to do? Okay. He just takes his little finger and he uses that, and he gets the Govardhan mountain up, and people take shelter, protection. It is the umbrella.
Umbrella, yeah.
Umbrella, protective. He protects the people, and for 7 days, Indra tries, but then he realizes Krishna is God supreme. How can you even win over him? He comes and he apologizes to Krishna, a young lad. Okay? So that is the of Govardhan mountain, of protection, and Indra. Indra's ego was put to rest.
You know, Arjun, it's amazing because now my subconscious mind goes back to, you know, those Mahabharata series that they created in the Ramayana back in the 90s, Yash Chopra's brother. And I know the exact scene when Krishna lifts the mountain up, and it's amazing how it is the representation of the Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Yes, exactly. Nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it, and I just got it. My brain just connected 20 years back or 30 to 22 years back, where, why, my goodness, I saw this actually happen in Mahabharata.
Yeah. So all animals and people get the protection of Krishna. So Krishna and the peacock feather, I also said he's associated. You know, Jyeshtha is also associated with peacock.
Yeah.
So, do you get the hint? It is Krishna. It is Shiva. These are the people who can protect you from this nakshatra.
Exactly.
Second mythology. Again, I know too much of mythology, but this is very important. Why? Because this gives you the secret of the symbology.
Okay.
The symbology of umbrella and the earring.
Okay.
This is the story of Narakasura. Narakasura was a demon who was born from Earth, Bhudevi, goddess Earth, and Vishnu's avatar Varaha. Varaha was the boar avatar, the wild boar. So he was a son born from them. He was extremely powerful because of the boon that Vishnu gives Bhudevi. That is, her son cannot be, overpowered or be defeated. He becomes and he torments. He's also, he torments people. Now Indra loses his Indralok and he goes to Krishna and says, Krishna, please help me. Narakasura is, we cannot tolerate his pain that he's giving us, right? So what Krishna does, and Narakasura was also known to have stolen, because of his might, he had stolen the umbrella of Varun. Varun is the god of rains or god of water or god of sea. This umbrella was a celestial umbrella which was impermeable. Not even a single drop of water can come through it.
Right. I remember you telling that,
Yeah. So that was stolen by Narakasura. And then the earring of the mother of Indra, Aditi, was stolen by Narakasura. Now, what was the earring? The earring of Aditi, it used to form drop by drop the Soma. The Soma ras which people, the devas drink, was formed from the earrings. So earring will drop by drop by drop, and the pot of Soma was formed. Now, when the earring was stolen by Narakasura, the gods, the demigods didn't get their Soma and they became weak. Their immortality and their power, their strength comes from Soma.
I see.
Okay. So that was the symbology which was connected with the earring. Okay. And then Narakasura used to send his maid servant, which was another asura. He used to send them and to kidnap the maids, the celestial nymphs and the queens of the kings of the earth and all the planes, and he used to keep them in a prison. So Krishna goes, he slays Narakasura and he frees 16,100 women, which become his, in the Ras Leela that Krishna plays, these become his gopis. 16,100 women which Narakasura had imprisoned become the gopis of Krishna. Absolutely. He gives back the umbrella to Varun and the earrings, and the gods get back their strength. So let's move to the next slide. I know I'm conscious we have almost gone to 2 hours now.
I think we saw this.
It is the same slide, but it's showing you military. A war veteran. So veteran of the war here, it's showing Indra overpowering Vitra, the dragon god. So let's go to the next slide.
Just wanted to mention that, I mean, if you notice that Salman Khan always loves to hunt things, use guns, use bow and arrow. You see that And Mercury, which is in this nakshatra, is a hands representation of the hands.
Okay, can we go back to Salman's slide? I want to point you out something else. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, now look at where Rahu is sitting. Rahu is sitting in Mragashir Nakshatra.
Okay.
Okay, Mragashir is the head of the deer.
Head of the deer, yeah.
And the black buck is.
Yeah.
You see, aspecting his Atma Karaka.
Atmakaya.
You see how it operates?
It's amazing, yeah. And he got into trouble for hunting a deer.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry. I stand corrected. It is not a Rahu, which is in Mragashir. It is Jupiter, I believe. Jupiter is retrograde and sitting in. It is Jnati Karaka. Jupiter is Jnati Karaka.
Well, I think Rahu is in Rohini, and then Jupiter
Rahu
is in.
Jupiter. I stand corrected.
Jupiter is in Mrigashira.
Yeah. But Jupiter is ninth lord or ninth house, which is Dharma. He has created a Dharma.
Yeah.
Okay. It is also the 12th lord, which is given in imprisonment. Because in Jodhpur, he served his term, a small term. He was imprisoned because of black buck killing case. Jupiter is retrograde, 9th lord, 12th lord. 12th lord of prison, 9th lord of Dharma. He has done something adharmic. Jupiter is retrograde. Sitting in Mragashir. Mragashir is the head of the deer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I do.
Nakshatras can give you so much. You have to know how to read it.
I feel nakshatra are the only essence of astrology. I mean, zodiac signs. My God, it is the nakshatras.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay, very quickly. I know, very conscious of time. This is the chart of Winston Churchill. Okay. Now, here I want to show you. It is his Atma Karaka sitting in the 4th house. Okay, Venus is sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. In the 4th house, it is sitting in the 4th house of where the Gandanta zone is. Now, I want to tell you about one incident. He was called as the World War II Prime Minister. He was a wartime leader. Okay? He was also given the Nobel Prize and was the first person that I didn't know. For all your viewers, I got it from Wikipedia. He was the first person to be given an honorary citizenship of United States of America.
Okay.
Now, why I have taken this chart is you have to know the Shakti of Jyeshtha Nakshatra is called as Arohana Shakti. Arohana means to rise, to conquer, to become victorious in a battlefield.
Right.
That is Arohan. There is another meaning for Arohan, which means to rise above all perils or all difficulties and to conquer your subconscious mind. That is the spiritual angle. That is Arohana. So now here what I want to show you is his 9th lord, which is Venus.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is Venus, which is sitting in the 3rd house.
Similar to Salman Khan's situation.
Yeah. Now sitting in the 3rd house, okay, and it is sitting in the Maraka Stan for his father, which is 7th from 9th.
Okay.
Now you see his father died of syphilis, which is a sexually transmitted disease.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Now do you see how Jyeshtha is not playing in his chart, but is in father's chart, which means illicit affairs, something which adulterous nature. And Venus is retrograde. 9th lord, father in the Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so can we go to the next? Again. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to the next. This is a slide for Indra. Indra is always intoxicated by drinking the Somras. These are his celestial nymphs which are dancing in front of him in Indralok. So Jyeshtha Nakshatra, people love to see, sit and dance or music and enjoyment, pleasure, drinking, smoking, merrymaking. That is all they love. And this is because of the trait of Indra. Okay?
Hey, if Indra was there, I would be the same way. This is such a beautiful picture. I'm like, I'm getting intoxicated with the picture. She's taking over me. Come on, Arjun. Don't put these pictures, man.
So this brings us to this alcoholism, being, we love the better pleasure side of things. That is Jyeshtha. Intoxication, alcoholism, drugs, everything.
Yeah.
Can you go to the last slide? This is my last and final.
Okay.
And this is Jim Morrison. Needless to say anything. Should I say anything more about him? Son is Atma Karaka.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the oldest of the 3 children.
Yeah.
Okay. And there is also, I told you about Jyeshtha Nakshatra, because she was the eldest amongst all the wives of Moon.
Yeah.
And she was very jealous of Rohini. Similar thing. As a child, okay, there was a sense of jealousy and betrayal which happened in his life because his mother didn't care about him, because he was a very troublesome child.
Okay.
So, and he had a fascination for reptiles, as unlike his younger siblings.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I wanted to bring here is, one is the eldest. Another thing is about his pleasure-loving ways. People can read about him. He's called the Great American Poet. Correct. And his life was more glorified after his death. Nobody knew him when he was there. I mean, he was popular, but I think he's more talked about after his death. His music on doors.
Yeah.
Okay, which became very popular. Now, see, Jim wanted to flee the US. That is what it says in Astro Data Bank. Jim wanted to flee US from a string of paternity suites.
Okay.
Okay. He was alcoholic. He was drug abuse. Okay, and he moved with his girlfriend to Paris, and he wanted to unwind and write poetry. Okay. See, the things that I want to bring is intoxication, drinks, soma, boisterous behavior, sexual encounters. Okay, because it is sun. Because why he was running from US? He was running from the US because the government wanted to prosecute him on US soil. Because he was kind of a cult guru. He became a cult guru.
Yeah.
For people. Okay, his ways of how he would come on the stage, how he would behave, it was not very much. So do you see, sun was impacting him. Sun was government here.
Yeah.
Sitting in Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Oh, absolutely. And then his 4th lord is in the 9th house, so ultimately his dwelling is going to be in a foreign place.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct.
Now, how do you see that love for the reptile through Jyeshtha Nakshatra here, as you were saying?
Yeah, see, Jyeshtha Nakshatra, I do not see much connection with this. But only thing what I can say is, why is the reptiles is, you have to remember Scorpio is ruled by both Ketu and Mars.
Yeah.
Ketu is the headless.
Yeah.
Ketu is the spine. Okay, so Ketu is usually connected with reptiles.
Okay, snakes and all that. Okay.
Snakes, reptiles.
Yeah.
And Ketu, you see the dispositor of Mars, one has gone into his 4th house and one Ketu has gone into his 12th house.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has not got any direct connection with this nakshatra, although you can see the bigger picture because it's Scorpio. It is the 8th house of dark. It is 8th. The co-ruler is Ketu. Ketu is the headless, is the spineless, and it is connected with reptiles because they are spineless.
Wow. Okay.
Snakes, invertebrates.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Oh man.
So I hope that I think we're done with this session.
Oh man, I don't know why you're done. I wish you can go on for 10 slides. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the best school of astrology. I am so proud for having this channel that today I can teach. Not today, for the next 100 years, people will be watching this video and understanding Jyeshtha Nakshatra, and that's the beauty of this new age. If it's a Kali Yuga Rahu, I'm just like amazed. And you're going to be coming back. So you better make time for me in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whenever. I know you got classes going. Also, are you still taking students for your class?
Yes, I think that's still open. We're starting in exactly a week. We're starting on the 30th of this month, July. Okay, and then we'll have classes every Saturday.
And where can they go to join these classes?
You can go to Saptarishis Astrology website.
Okay.
And you can go, there is a link there for courses, and there is a symbol new. So you can always go there and register yourself and you can pay. So we have, we already have the Facebook page, and we've started sharing techniques, and we've started, the tables, the charts.
Right.
That is all already been given to the students. It's a closed forum, so people can discuss. So Kapil, if you have to tell me, my only thing to come into nakshatras, to come on your channel, to teach nakshatras, is because I want to learn better. And when I teach, I go and study, I do my research, I become a better teacher.
I absolutely, I
become not a better teacher, I become a better student.
Exactly.
Okay?
I know exactly what you mean.
And because I have to teach and I become responsible, I love this coming and teaching. And we run, I like to remind you, we run free courses in Mumbai, okay? Mumbai club. The more I teach, the more the knowledge I get. It never depletes. It just keeps growing.
I bet you. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't be all disappointed that he's not coming back. I'm going to make him come back. I'm going to make you come back on this channel to discuss another nakshatra. But this has been such an enlightening knowledge. I mean, I'm like, wow. I wish I can see more charts, more things. The mythology, this is what I'm trying to say. I mean, whoever's watching this, listening to you or me, without mythology, if you just gave me these charts, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much as I did with your mythology, with your illustrations. That just made sense. Oh, this is what Jyeshtha Nakshatra is. Nobody's ever done this, what you have done. So this is absolutely unique. And this is something that is going to teach even a beginner at 0 level will understand what Jyeshtha Nakshatra is before they understand what Scorpio is.
And Kapil, I would like to just point you out to another great phenomenon, cosmic phenomenon, which you are experiencing now. 2 of the biggest gurus, which is Guru Shukracharya, Venus, and Jupiter, which is Brihaspati, they are now sitting together in Maha Nakshatra. Okay? They are sitting, the biggest gurus, aspected by your Saturn. I can see Saturn behind you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hey, that's Jupiter and Saturn together. I mixed them up. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. So you see that Maha Nakshatra is all about Pitrus, your ancestors. Okay. This is the time when I strongly believe some rare knowledge will come out. Things, about the ancients will come out. Because 2 gurus are controlling Maha Nakshatra.
Absolutely.
We have to revere. Please respect your, elders. Pay oblations to your ancestors. Okay, and I won't be surprised now if certain things about genetics, how to make your genes better, like cure for diabetes, which is a genetic disorder. It comes out now because 2 gurus are sitting there now. Okay?
Well, then how about this? Next nakshatra we cover is Maha. Our next class, we cover Maha Nakshatra.
Okay, and with Maha Nakshatra, I will cover 2 or 3 aspects. I'll tell you today. One is near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences.
Oh, I can tell you that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now people will feel out-of-body experiences. Jupiter has come into Maha Nakshatra. People will do astral travels. People will meet gurus. Okay, siddhas that they have never met. Okay. People, angels will come into your life. They will give you the light. They will show you the way forward. Jyotish will
Arjun, now you're tapping into something that I cannot tell you the dreams that I've been having for the past week that I've been discussing with my wife. It's literally like a lucid dream. I'm in a completely different state, and I will tell you later why it's happening. It's more to just a transit, but it's amazing you just brought that up. I cannot wait to, okay, how about this? Today is 23rd. I want to bring you again with when could you come next? Let my audience know.
You tell me. I can also, I'm going to talk about Magha Nakshatra and Pitru Dosh.
Okay.
How can you see Pitru Dosh? There are many ways to look at Pitru Dosh, but Magha Nakshatra, I will show you how to see Pitru Dosh, which is Dosh of your ancestors.
Okay.
Remember one more thing for your viewers today. I want to tell you, when you look at yourself, your chart, okay, there is a percentage. I do not know how much percentage differs from chart to chart. 5, 10, 15, 20%. 20% of your karmas that you are doing it for your ancestors. It is for, if they have done good, you will get good. Okay? Anybody's chart, 20%, 10%, 5%, depends.
Yeah.
How much of karmas of your ancestors you have to repay. Because it's a lineage, it's your DNA, you're running in that DNA. Okay?
Exactly.
If there are curses in the DNA, you have to go through those curses. How much? If there are blessings, you will have to benefit from those blessings.
And let me tell you, Arjun, I won't explain too much here about me, but at the age of 19, an astrologer told me at the age of 30, you'll be doing something your ancestors are doing. You might be going into either spirituality, Jyotish, something. And at the age of 19, I'm like, I want to be an artist. I want to be a film director and whatnot. I'm like, what is this person saying? You know, my stupid, immature mind at the time. What is this? And I'm looking at my mom like, okay, fine, let's just go, whatever. I gotta go. How idiotic of me to, and I always refer to these examples when I do consultation of people who are 18, 19. I'm like, look, this is what I see happening. If you don't believe it, if you don't think this is gonna happen, it's okay. You can be ignorant, but it's gonna happen. But when I saw, when age of 30, suddenly this whole thing took over me regarding astrology, and he said, you'll be following astrology professionally after this, and it'll be your lineage. And then my uncle, who's been practicing astrology for 40 years, tells me after first time in my life, just maybe 6 months ago, that your grandfather was a huge enthusiastic about astrology, like my dad's brother. And he was also into Jaimani astrology. He brought astrologers from different cities to come and teach him and look at charts. I'm like, how can you not tell me this? And is that
any karmic planet like Rahu in Magha Nakshatra? I do not know. You might not want to give me an answer. That is fine. But that is
you know the answer to it.
Yeah.
You know the answer.
Yeah, because grandfather is Rahu and Magha is
exactly. And
so I do not know. You can tell the audience, you've never shown me your chart or whatever. I do not know, but it is activating.
Yes.
Jupiter is coming and activating. Rahu, you will go to the pinnacle of your success of your life now.
Exactly.
I do not know. I'm just throwing a wild thing here. It's a wild card. If you want
Arjun, I'm just telling you, when I'm connecting all these dots from the age of 19 to these nakshatras, what they mean, the lineage process, I'm just like, oh my God, man, I am just like at a kindergarten level as a student of Jyotish, that I don't think I will ever reach a high school level in 7 lives. But it's amazing how just, because I know about this Magha Nakshatra and the lineage part, I found out, and I'm just like, wow, this is it. This is something you gotta follow. This is something you gotta, it's like I'm trying to push their pending karma through me forward in a positive way. They must have left some pending karma regarding astrology, and they're like, Kapil, we want you to take this and take it in the right direction, because this is what we wanted.
You know, maybe they wanted to share a lot of knowledge, they couldn't, and it is through you they're going to realize their dreams. You are doing a brilliant thing, you know, through your YouTube channels, people are learning. That is what the essence is. And remember, it is also a Jupiter coming back into Magha Nakshatra, the royal sign, the royal throne. Whenever a guru walks into a throne room, everybody stands up. Okay? The king comes from the throne and he washes his feet. That is welcoming the guru. What is he trying to do? Do you know that? Washing the feet. 9th house is the guru. House of the guru. 12th house is 8th house of his transformations for the king. When he washes the feet of the guru, okay, it is also the 4th house of Sukh from the 5th house of the kingdom.
Exactly.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
So people are going to flourish. He is going to transform. That is what the Guru is. Today, Guru is in Maga, Guru is in Leo. Let us all celebrate.
Absolutely. Thank you, Guruji. This is amazing. But I'm gonna email you. We'll set up the next class for Maga Nakshatra. And my goodness, I have fallen in love with you more than Sunil fell in love with C.S. Patel. Oh man. I'll see you next time. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Absolutely.